side out of mine.
Hey, at least electric That's right.
I asked her to get a bit.
All right, everybody, welcome.
That's right.
First meeting I'd like to call to order tonight is the City of Lawrenceburg Board of Works meeting. Can I get a roll call, Mr. Fetty?
All right, we got board member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
City Attorney Dale Weldon. We got President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, any announcements for this meeting, guys? I don't have any for this particular meeting.
I have none.
I have none at
Thomas?
this time, Mayor.
Okay. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it, Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. I think we had a joint meeting with the council as well, but we'll approve those in council.
Yeah, they're not on our BOW.
Yeah. Okay, new business, Mr. Todd, 135 Short Street Demo Award.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. In your package, you should have a letter where the staff recommended the low bidder. We received 4 quotes on the project. The first one was Howard Excavating at $64,102. Probst Excavating, $51,675, dollars. O'Rourke, $99,200. Wolf Contracting, $86,450. The low bidder out of the low quote out of the 4 was the Probst Excavating Group at $51,675.
Didn't
What-
Mr.
question?
Probst do the one over on Arch Street?
At 333 Arch, correct.
Did a good job there.
Correct. I'm sorry, Your Honor, you were saying?
No, I was just going to take questions from you guys.
I have none.
That's it.
Okay. Well, then, no additional questions. I'll entertain a motion to approve Probst Excavating for the 135 Short Street demo at $51,675.
I'll so move that, Mayor.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. At this time, I'd like to table the police clerk B recommendation. If I could get a motion to table that.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I have no additional new or old business for this particular meeting.
I have a couple things under old business. I had brought these up in the, I believe it was a February meeting about the, and please don't shoot the messenger, the contractor pricing. Did we decide whether we wanted to have that on hand? That way, if we use the contractor, we would know what their price for equipment was and hourly able.
We have not this year went out to solicit.
Okay, so we're good with where we're at.
Until I'm instructed, like I said, we haven't went out.
But do we still use outside contractors?
Yes.
I mean, that's what I'm getting at. We're
Correct.
still using them because I see we're one worked at a pond on the hill. And I just thought, again, if we had their pricing, we know that they may have went up from year to year. That's all I'm saying.
Correct.
Not, I'm asking for contractors. I'm just asking for pricing.
No, we still use outside contractors quite a bit, yes.
Okay.
And we try to use as many local contractors as
Right.
possible also.
So, hey, I think we ought to discuss this and get some closure if we need to, but we have done that in the past.
We have
For
done
many
it.
a year.
We've done it for quite a few
Yeah.
years.
quite a few.
And what that does is actually locks us in. It's not saying we're gonna use this particular contractor,
Correct.
but again, if we do use them, that price is locked in for a year.
For a year.
Correct. And that
Yeah.
pricing would include their labor, their
Equipment and everything.
their overhead, all that is spelled out on the sheet.
Again, I just thought it was something that we did annually, and that's why I brought it up, which I brought it up in the past, just so.
I got a question though, if we did that, let's say a couple of our contractors also bid on, say, the demo bid, would we be held to their hourly?
It all depends how we advertise it. If it's a lump sum bid,
Yeah.
it's a lump sum bid.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Still the lowest bid.
But if there's an additional work that was to be done with that, then that's
Which
something
comes
that
in handy.
contractor pricing could fall right into that
He's
category.
exactly right. If there's a change order, or a scope change in that.
Yeah.
They're locked into that submittal price at that time.
or that hourly
And that could be a
rate.
challenge, because if you get in locked in on a bid and then suddenly there's a change order, they kind of got you by the throat, you know, where they're like, you know, they charge you whatever they want. Now, most of these guys that are doing contractors have been vetted well by Mario and aren't, you know, like that, but, you know, it does leave a little bit of exposure.
Well, we got to kind of watch ourselves. We got the next State Board of Account guy in here, and, you know, of course, Indiana code, you got to go by certain regulations, so.
He may be a good one to ask. Information.
That was in my previous life.
I did say that.
Yeah, but if you're in the middle of a contract and you have a change order at the end of the contract, that's not something that you have the time or liberty to be able to go out and get 3 bids for. Now,
Well, but they're capped, they can only do certain percentage change order, I mean, they can't
Most of that's,
deviate from the bid.
most of that's lined out in your RFP and stuff.
Correct.
but sometimes it's on us. I mean, we just did one.
We asked for.
And the other thing is emergency work, you know, we have a water line that busts in the middle of the night, or a repair that needs to be done, that
Yes.
has to be done, and availability. So you call that contractor up, you know going into it what the hourly's gonna be, his equipment's pricing's gonna be.
Just, again, don't shoot
What
the
would you
messenger.
prefer?
I mean,
Good idea. We should go ahead and do it.
again, I went back through multiple years when I was not even in office, and you guys have been doing that for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to the iPad that I have.
Unless
I can
something's
bring all
changed
that up.
within the State Board of Accounts, they've always they've always recognized it. We've never been slapped on the hands for it.
He's over
For
there
getting it,
thinking.
You're talking about, Mark?
Correct, correct.
What are
He's
you
over
talk-
there thinking, I can see
What are
him
you talking
thinking
about,
hard.
Tom, like projects we don't bid, but we just hire somebody?
No, yeah, right. I mean, in the past, you've always had, and this was brought to us my first year of this term.
Yeah.
Where you guys brought up contractor pricing, and Mario gave me a copy of it as well. And then that way, if you used a bidder that was, had went through our safety director and was able to do work like he's saying in an emergency situation, you already know what their hourly rate is. You know what they get for a skid steer. You know what they get for a track hoe. You see what I'm saying? It's already set there. So they don't go out that way. I understand the scope of that set pay or that set dollar. They will charge us what they've got in their annual
I
pricing.
think better examples for these are oftentimes the smaller projects. What's the state statute that says over how many dollars you have to go out for 3 bids?
25,000.
Yeah, 25,000.
25,000. So it'd be, and I think we were even lower than that. We were, you know, that Mario's been really good to bring multiple bids, even on $5,000 to $10,000 projects. But say it's a $5,000 project and you're replacing a couple pieces of sidewalk, so he doesn't have to go. He's like, we know what their pricing is. He says that's a fair market price.
Yeah.
You know, he goes with them, and he doesn't have to go through the whole process of all the bids on a single sidewalk.
I don't think it's an issue to get pricing from the contractors. We've got a list of contractors.
Correct.
Correct.
We can go to them, you know, whether it's Mario or Mike or combination of Mario and Mike, and get their price. I think we ought to maybe do, I like the idea myself. It maybe ties our hands a little bit at times, but it may not.
I mean, we still get, multiple quotes and bids.
Yes.
for-
Correct, yes.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's not circumventing that at all. Again, it's more on the,
Oh, yeah, we're still gonna get the quote.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We still want minimum of 3, you know, whenever we can. But I think, maybe we do it in 24,
That's fine.
if that's okay, but I think it's a great.
Yeah, we're
thing
already
to-
into the fourth, fifth month, yeah.
I think it's a
Maybe
great.
We go to research to make sure we're not doing anything outside the statute, but it makes sense, you know what I mean?
I'm fine with it too.
Yeah,
if you guys-
I know with the State Board of Accounts, I know there's certain rules, regulations, and, you know, like emergency situations, I know you're okay in certain things, but I know other projects, you know, and it really, the pricing, you know, it can vary. You say 25,000, but I'm pretty sure it's not really 25,000. It's different things you have to do. You know, once you reach certain things, you have to do certain things. You know, we're talking about the public here, you know, and we basically want to try to get the best price, so that's why you bid it out. I mean, you know, if you take a look at the bids you guys just looked at, there was a big variance in the 4 bids right there.
Correct.
You know, that's why you bid things out.
And that's what I said,
And-
we wouldn't change our.
But it's one of those things where, you know, if you have certain ones that you have on hand, then you could take a look at them and you know, and I think the situation where it says all right, you gotta if you got a situation, you gotta have some kind of record where you contacted this one, at least two, it's preferably three, and at least you have that documentation. You don't have to basically bring the bids in and all that stuff right there. You just have to have documentations of that,
That you did that.
Yes.
so. But yeah, we could check into it a little bit farther. That way you said just for 24, just basically we have all of our
And if
stuff
it's
together.
not needed, then it's not needed.
Right.
And I'll toss all the paperwork I've had over the prior years in my file cabinet.
I don't want you doing that. Man.
So I check them every time I get them.
What would you do for your leisure reading?
Anyhow, the
What's your
second thing,
what's
the
your second
second thing, thank you, Mayor,
Yeah.
is we also discussed the fairground license agreements down there at the fairgrounds with the motorcycle track, the car track, and the antique market. And again, as I stated at that meeting, they're all up here in 24, the end of 23 here and going into 24. If there's anything we want to change, maybe we would look at that. You know, is the antique market coming back? I don't know. Is the motorcycle track coming back? I don't know. Is the car track coming back? Their leases or license agreements are up. But the only thing I did stipulate in that meeting on the 21st is if we were to open them up, again, can we put something in those agreements pertaining to what's always been that sore thumb of the usage of electric in the Midway? You know, we're very well able to see what's being used now with this new metering system. You could have some language in there, hey, if you use a Midway, use this much electric, we're going to charge you for it as well. That's just one
For the
example.
antique mall or
For all of
everybody?
it,
everybody.
anybody. This is the only thing I'm saying, maybe,
Yeah.
and I would recommend that each and every one of you look at all those license agreement anyway and see, you know, if it's not broke, if it's not broke, don't fix it, but if you want something inverted in there or put in there, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, and that was kind of something we knew we were gonna have to do better this round, because Billy did a lot of work on getting reads, and I know we were getting new meters, so I think we can, on the 21st, talk about getting better metering down there and how to pass the cost on. We weren't ready to do it last time, but I think we'll be ready to do this time.
Are those pedestals locked up? Do you know? So anybody can go over and plug in?
Yep.
We put them on and was told to take them off, so
Yeah.
they're off. We can put them back on if you'd like. It's,
Well, okay, the question I have is, right now, who pays the electric on the Midway? Is it us or the promoter?
the city.
Okay.
When there's other events like the 4-H fair and, you know, different things like that as well, it's not, you know, I know mostly it's the motorcycle track, but there's Antique Mall in the summer, the 5 or 6 Sundays that they do in the summer.
We are gonna have to take a look at these agreements though, because our insurance has changed. And the requirements that we're being asked to require out of them by our insurance company is gonna change. So we are gonna have to revisit those agreements when they come up. Tommy, you're right, you're exactly right on,
It's
I
just,
mean,
again, food for
other
thought.
things.
Did you say that is set for a meeting?
No, it's not.
It's not separate.
Okay.
I brought it up in February and we discussed it.
She
It
said
was
she's
co- it
setting
was-
it for a work session.
That was set up and then canceled,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I think what we need to do first is we need to have a meeting amongst ourselves.
I'll agree with
Be
you.
open, or whatever, and discuss the 3 contracts.
I'll agree with that.
And if there's anything in that meeting we want to change before we put it out for bid.
You want to bump those onto the 15th?
What's that?
Bump those onto the 15th?
I wouldn't put them on that
Do you
day.
think it's going to take a little time to talk through that?
As much as you and I like to
Talking
talk,
about
yes.
BOW and council or just BOW?
No, it'll be BOW and BOW will approve, it. But I'd like to hear council's input as well. I think they would too.
And then if anybody needs a copy of them, I have them electronically. I can send them to you as well.
Well, we'll set up
Certain few have, I can send them to you electronically.
we'll set up a separate meeting to discuss. How about if we do that?
Okay.
Yeah. USB and, not USB. BOW. All right,
All right,
I'll take care of that. Thank you. Anything else?
that's all I have there, Mayor.
Tony?
Nope, that's it. Now, I do have one question
Oh, you
on
see,
the
you thought you were done.
demolition of Short Street. That is filling in the basement underneath?
Yes.
That parking garage?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
we talked about maybe filling in, maybe saving it, maybe filling in, maybe
The
saving it.
opinion we got from Strand and Associates was to fill it in.
Correct.
So we have that opinion if you'd like to see it. But, I guess the basement protrudes up underneath some of the parking,
Yeah,
Parking lot
out to the parking lot,
parking lot itself.
maybe
and
to the
it's-
curb,
There's some,
probably.
there's some concern there.
It would be hard to have an access to that if you were to put a concrete floor up there for the open air pavilion. I don't know how you would ever get in the basement anyway. I went over and looked at it twice.
It'd be hard to
Yes.
condition that area
Yeah, it's
also,
just-
a lot of moisture.
I get it, I get it.
We could store stuff and then just be covered in mold and just be fighting that for.
It'd be another place for us just to be able to put things.
Mhm.
It's a shame, is that, what is that called, the elevator?
Dumbwaiter.
Yeah, that's, boy, that looks like it's not that old, man. The condition of it,
Right, right.
so it's probably going bye-bye in a dumpster, right?
If it's not gone already, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved, Mayor.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second, Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Tommy, thanks for staying on top of that stuff, man.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Mario.
Yep, thank you.
Okay.
Will that be down by the end of next week?
No comment. We gotta get by then.
Mario, can you give a quick update on the fountain
Yes,
at
yes.
Newtown?
We do have water coming out of the
Seen that.
fountain.
I've seen it.
We're trying to get it regulated now where it has a nice cascade and, so there's some tweaking and tuning. The, epoxy folks are coming in after we get all the tweaking and tuning. We'll dry it out and gets I want to say coated on the pond itself and the fountain structure itself. But it is running right now. Yeah, yeah.
Thank goodness. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Next meeting I'd like to call to order is the Lawrenceburg Utility Board meeting for May 1st, 2023. If I could get a roll call, Mr. Fatty.
All right, we got member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Member Justin Noppert.
Sir.
Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Member Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Member Brett Von Durant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
President Kelly Malone.
Here.
Utility Director Billy Kennett. And myself.
What kind of announcement you got there, Director?
So just a couple of updates. Last week, we had a training on the GIS mapping system. They are complete with that project. We're proud to present that to you. That was an extremely successful and very worthy project. And we have a few punch list items, but they're very minimum to clean up. So as part of the process, they had that punch list, and we've been working on it, so it's very minimal as to what we have to do. So that was extremely successful. The AMI metering, to give you a quick update on that, we have 4,500 electric meters, and we have replaced over 2,000 of those. So we're in really good shape, and we have our allotment for this year as part of the budget. So that program is moving very well. The more tantalus meters that we get in place, the better the system is, because of the mesh network and the way they all talk to each other. So everything's going well. I just wanted to, give you guys a quick update on this.
Does that include like commercial metering as well, or is this primarily residential
Yeah.
at this point?
All of the commercial industrial metering will be done after this year. That's one of the focus. We focused on the residential in phase one to build the mesh because that was the least expensive way to do that. And then that was in 2022. This year we focused on the commercial industrial plus some additional residential, but the main focus this year was the commercial and industrial, so we could get it on that. So, but everything's come together really nicely on that.
Great.
That's all I have.
Anything else? Okay. If no other, any announcements from the members of the board? If none, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business. First item you got is the Topics Fiber Project. We have Todd Caldwell here from Baker Tilly. Mr. Fetty has been looking to get this cleaned up off the books for quite
It's
some
been one of
time.
those things since it kind of went out of the
For a
utilities.
long time.
It's just with the financial record of the utilities and stuff, it was one of those things where I just wanted to kind of get it off the books, do the journal entries and different things. And I know that Todd, he works for Baker Tilly, and they help us out quite a bit when some of the transactions or some of the things that get a little bit tough, we kind of get a hold of them and they help us out. So Todd's here if he can maybe just give a brief description, and then if you guys have any questions, you can ask any questions you need to ask.
Sure. Like Mark said, when the fiber project was sold, there were items on fiber's accounting ledger, their receivables, payables, capital assets, and Baker Tilly worked with city officials and LMU officials to put together some adjusting entries that can be made just basically to get those things off the books and kind of put that to bed. So I understand you all have some information that we provided earlier, so if you've got any questions or comments, I'm happy to address those.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you. All right, thanks.
You guys got any questions? I know it's something we've been wanting to do, and
It needs to be done.
it
yeah.
needs to be done, so,
Betty kind of cleared up mine today when I was asking about it, so.
okay. Yeah, he cleared
But-
for me to do.
But I'd like to get a motion to approve those
Absolutely.
entries. If nobody has any more questions.
Yep.
You want to just
If-
give them a rundown, kind of what you
if
did
no-
with me, just a quick synopsis, just a record. When you're talking about the entries and how we shifted things around, just give us a general rundown. Got a lot of this from Betty today, but.
Sure. Like I said, there were items on the ledger of fiber. There were some due tos electric, there were capital assets that stayed after the sale. And so these accounting entries, not to get to the nuts and bolts of debits and credits, but those entries get made to remove the asset items off of the balance sheet and any liabilities that existed. So that's what we proposed and put in there, and that's what is before you tonight for approval. Did that cover it enough?
Yeah.
Or did you have any other questions? Okay, thank you.
So if no other questions, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the transactional entries that you have in front of you that were prepared by Baker Tilly, so we can, and clerk treasurer and LMU can move forward with correcting the books on the fiber and the fiber sale.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks a lot, Todd. We appreciate your help.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you, Todd.
Okay, Director Kennett, Water Sewer Department Working Foreman Job Posting.
Yes, sir. Proud to report that Andy Lyons' last day was last Friday. Andy had a 30-year-long distinguished tenure here. It's kind of neat because Andy worked with my Uncle Bob and Brooksy when he started on putting the water lines in, and he has some stories to tell about that. Those were two characters, Uncle
Especially-
Bob and Brooksy working
Especially
together.
Brooksy.
They were characters. And,
I remember your uncle now.
yeah,
I'm putting that together.
yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so, Andy put 30 years in and was able to retire, and just a great thing. I'm really proud of everything that he's done for the city and for LMU. And so this is a job posting for Andy's position. And if you recall, we did a foreman in training back in September, job posting that was approved for Garrett Kavanaugh. So this job posting that we put together for the working foreman, we'd like to have Jenny post that this week, and then we'll come back to you with recommendations based on that job posting.
Questions for Director Kennett? Yeah, I want to thank Andy as well, and I'm sure this board does. A lot of time, a lot of hours. He's very versed in the water sewer department, and his knowledge will be missed.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
I think he's bored already because I've seen him mowing his daughter's grass, and that's the first time he's ever done that.
Well, he can come mow my grass, so.
I was going to say, we
Anybody
got
else
enough
want their grass
there.
mowed by Andy Lyons? Maybe he's listening out there tonight.
Yeah.
Scott, you want your grass mowed by Andy? Okay, we got you. Anyway,
Got another job.
yeah. If no questions, I'd entertain a motion to give Jenny Felix the ability to get this water sewer department working foreman job posted, and I'll try to get her to get that done tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got to do the internal piece of it.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Just another quick note, something when I first started here, I went over to visit with Andy. He would have a big clear glass on his desk full of tap water. And he wore that as a badge of honor because, they make that water. That's the water that comes out of the well, and he treats it. And no bottled water over to water department. There's always a clear glass of water so you can see how pure and good that tap water is. So I always thought that was really neat.
You know he brought that from home, and he lives in Aurora.
And the other thing that people don't probably don't realize is, that's a 40-hour-a-week job, but Andy lived that job 7 days a week. He was in the plant just about every day, checking on things and making sure everything was working properly, and took a lot of great care in that facility. So Garrett's got big shoes to fill.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I will say that I've always told everybody that I think we got the best drinking water in the whole country right here. I don't have bottled water. I drink it. I like it. Yeah, we think they do a very good job up there. We appreciate them.
Absolutely.
All right. Next item, Director Kennett, is the SCADA system multi-user agreement.
Yeah, so what we have in front of you is right now with the software system we have with our SCADA system, we signed up for one user, so only one person can be on that system at a time. This is pretty typical for software licenses. We really only needed one because we were trying to get everything up and running, back up to speed. We're at that point now where multiple people need to be on this system at any given time. So what we have in front of you is a proposal from Surveillant to increase the number of user licenses from 1 to 5, and then they'll help us do the installation to get the other 4 licenses up and running. So it's $6,060 for the 4 other licenses, and then the remote system administration is $1,250. And so we're asking the approval for both of those items so that we can get that software upgraded and get those additional licenses.
Questions for?
Now, this is in addition to what we passed last utility board meeting.
Correct, yeah. And what'll
That
happen.
work hand in hand is what I'm saying.
Yeah, in future years, these user licenses will be blended into that service agreement when they do that, because they base the price of the service agreement based on the number of user licenses you have. And I don't see us needing any more than 5 licenses, so I think this will be it as far as the license agreements.
Okay, any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the SCADA system multi-user agreement to add 4 additional licenses.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Last item I got for you, Director Kennett, is the Civic Park pedestals. Just wanted to give an update on that, or?
Yeah, I'll just give an update. What we did over at the Civic Park, there's, the crowds get bigger, the electric usage has gotten bigger to the point where we're almost tapped out on the electric transformer size and the wire size. We've been using those portable boxes to get people electric over there. We were concerned about it last year because we knew we were getting to that max limit. So to be proactive, during the winter, Eric Webster went over there and worked with Mario and Guinevere and Kelly and Brian Messmore and worked out a design for a better system. So putting a bigger transformer in over there, feeding them into some more robust and permanent electric pedestals so that we have plenty of electric over there. So really just beefing that thing up because, who would have figured back when that was designed that this thing would grow and be as big as it is and be used as much as it is. And so this is working on the upgrade. So Mario will be bringing in front of you, probably the next Board of Works, some installation options for these electric pedestals. And we're trying to get that done, or at least most of the underground work done before June. And I don't know, we're kind of getting late in that period now, whether we can get that done or not, but we'll work through that, as we have to. But we're just trying to get this thing done and get it beefed up so that we don't have any problems. This is preventing a problem instead of waiting for it to happen and then trying to figure out what do we do now.
This will also eliminate all the boxes that we
Yeah.
see strung out all over the place, so that's another big
Yeah,
reason
and
aesthetically.
we were at the point where those boxes
Safety.
were falling apart and we were
Yeah.
having problems with them.
Well, there's
so-
a hazard with them too, with people being able
Yeah.
to access them, walking by them, tripping.
Safety,
over
really,
cords.
tripping
I mean,
and,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like there was some design element. Was it on, I guess would have been on the east side of the Civic Park on that back alley? Was that designed for the food trucks? Because that was a big talk.
Eventually,
Yeah.
yes, you're exactly right. The alley there
Mhm.
was originally, there was talk about putting pedestals in over there for food trucks. But then they figured out there's actually not enough width of the alley to have a food truck parked there and then people to be able to walk in.
Right.
So it didn't work out there. That's why it's all on Short Street now.
Okay.
But yeah, that's exactly the
That
way it
infrastructure
was.
was not put in the alley. We ended up not putting.
No,
that.
they didn't get put in.
I didn't know if it was installed.
there was electric put in back there and the same as the electric that was put in the
Yeah,
beds on
not-
this side, but it just wasn't big enough.
Right.
They're just, all it fed was a duplex receptacle and there just wasn't enough electric to do anything with it. And and we talked about it, and we decided not to do the alleyway, to just concentrate on the Short Street stuff and beefing up the electric capacity in those
Okay.
beds.
So I don't know if I'm sure this conversation came up before, but if you could take this into consideration, the new project that we're working on right now, and we may actually, and we haven't talked about this yet, but potentially I could imagine, since we vacated the alley next to the Union Hall and where we're going to put the new pavilion where the ice skating rink is going to be, would we then in turn potentially move the bollards closer to Williams, even down the road, and that also could be a place where food trucks could park? So just to keep that in the back of your mind as you're adding
We've
additional.
already got, there's plans in place to have another set of potential bollards to William Street
Mhm.
and another set of potential bollards to High and Walnut.
Okay.
So,
To
yeah,
open that
that's-
space up.
Yes, to open
So just
it
be
up.
thinking about that, because that would be a prime area in front of the post office and in front of the new pavilion for the food trucks.
Absolutely.
Keep more
More room.
more room for people to stand around for, Thursday night music on the
Great
river and
idea, yeah.
such, so.
And remember that open entertainment area law just passed. So now
It did pass. So did that go through the,
Or
Yeah, it'll be July 1st. So then we'll start the process of designating what we want our entertainment area
Yeah.
to be, but that'll
So when
benefit.
it passed in the Senate and then went back to the House and
It's
went
done.
through some
Governor
changes?
signed it.
Oh,
The
it's-
Senate, the
governor
Senate
signed
bill
it.
passed.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so it's signed, wow.
Yeah. So July 1st, so we
That's the door,
talked about
right?
being- Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Correct.
talked about being effective immediately, but we actually will need this lead time to get set up, get our
Local
plans
ordinance.
submitted to excise.
Have a resolution in regards to it as well?
Yeah. So
And then
it's
do we
probably-
just sign the board, we'll put signs up on the borders of whatever we dedicate to the door?
All the
Yeah.
details are coming down to us. We haven't got all those
Alright.
yet.
But a lot of logistics and planning how we wanna do it too, so we
Okay.
actually,
I think it's pretty vague for coming from the state, and I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be up to the local, which I'm glad.
yeah, and we're lucky because you got Main Street and
Yeah.
Messmore,
Right.
so, and you guys will be able to decide what you want it to look like and where you want it to be.
Good.
Really exciting, actually.
Yeah.
You're allowed up to like 7 areas in a city.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. But
Well, it stimulated a lot of growth in a lot of areas. I mean, Hamilton was one of the forerunners, and there's just that little area up there is just
Really?
booming. And then the banks, obviously, that's,
Yeah,
so, I mean,
Yes.
there's, you have
it
to.
works well. and-
all over the United States
Yeah.
now, they're, 4th Street Live was really an original.
Yes, it was in Louisville. Yes.
Okay. Anything else on the pedestals?
That's
That was
it.
just information, guys. Any other old business,
No, sir.
Director? If not, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So move.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'd like to call to order the City of Lawrenceburg Common Council meeting for May 1st, 2023. All rise for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, once again there, Mr. Fetty.
All right, Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Justin Noppert. Councilperson Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
Got City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
Mayor Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, announcements, board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs for the downtown area, Mr. Abbott.
We're all good.
What about for streets, alleys, and curbs up on Ludlow Hill, Mr. Fryman?
Real good, thank you, sir.
Finance Department, Mr. Bondurant.
No report, Mayor.
Parks and Playgrounds, Mr. Noppert.
Nothing I'm aware of, sir.
And Fire Department, Mr. Rolette.
No report, Mayor.
Okay, I got a couple things I want to remind you guys of. ALS Car Show this Sunday, right downtown Lawrenceburg here. I'm expecting good weather and big crowd.
Great.
So,
Also, the antique market opens up this weekend. as
Oh,
well.
does it?
Yes, it does.
It's May, yeah.
okay.
Sunday, May.
Well, that's
Busy day for my wife.
gonna be a
and I.
busy Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be back and forth, aren't you, Tom?
Yes, we usually go there first and
Then
then
come over? Okay.
It's great. I love it.
You guys see the paver project update, that you've, been seeing some, street, announcements on the all-call and things. We put a little skim coat of concrete over top the gravel for this week's, for safety reasons, that will come back out and be blacktop. But then pavers should start sometime near after the car show. So, but most, I think they were finishing up on High and Vine, on the ADA sidewalk pieces of it. But that, I'm looking forward to that project
Yeah.
getting done. It's going to be nice, really nice.
I think it's making a big difference at
At Tate Street,
Walnut.
I think it is
and the
too.
stop signs out, and I know Mario had even potentially talked about a blinking one there, and
I think we're gonna have blinking ones
Yeah,
throughout
they're
Walnut,
They're already purchased.
yeah.
Okay.
We paid
Yeah.
for them.
I think that's a
We
good
need it back.
idea.
Yep.
I feel like I was just watching the kids cross. It's so much, saved another 15 feet in that crosswalk. There's big safety.
Oh, it's a
issues
big,
there.
it's a big say, big,
It's already
That's-
made a big difference.
I agree.
One other one, Mr. Mayor, is
Yeah.
some of the pavers on this would be on streets, alleys, and curbs. Sorry, I didn't bring this up. Across like I guess it'd be Elm and
Short Street.
potentially,
We,
Yeah,
yeah, we brought that up before, and
I don't know if there's any maintenance we can do on them without like cutting all the infrastructure out, because I don't know if they're poured in concrete, but some of them are just crumbled and
we,
in bad shape.
we were aware of some of those that need to be, looked at. Probably what's gonna have to be is taken out and then resurfaced, put back in. We did not have that part of the project, the new project, but we are aware of it. We'll have that fixed after we get the project done.
Okay.
But
Just
we
thinking
have
while
not
they're in
gotten
town,
price
if
from that.
something we could add on there while they're in town, that's all I'm mentioning.
I believe the majority of the pans, if that's what you would call it, are still good. It's just
Yeah.
the brick
Some of the bricks
pavers
crumble.
are self.
there's some dips in it,
Yeah.
especially on Short Street.
I think they were telling me when I had them first look at it that it would be a matter of, they have to remove the pavers and then do all the, like excavation work of it.
And redo the
And
base.
then put the pavers back down. So it won't be as intensive, but
Right.
yeah, we can have them look at that before they leave town. Good question. Want to remind you is that on the 15th, which is our next meeting date, we will be posting an executive session to start at 4:30 that day. So.
Posted.
It's posted.
Did it got posted? Okay, thank you. I wanted to congratulate, and I'm sure you guys will join me, Andy and Jamie Howard
Yes,
also
I'm glad you
Yep.
mentioned that. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
retired this week. Friday was his last day after 20 years with the city. So I'm sure those guys have big plans for their retirement. I'm a little jealous. I want to remind everybody that, you guys, talking about the DORA, I've invited, we're going to have the lobbyists come down and give us a breakdown of what happened in the session. We'll probably do it more later in the summer to let them get through some of the summer session, as what they call summer committees and things. Then they can give us an update on anything going on there. We were very fortunate this session that no gaming bills were taken forward, but there's already talk about some summer committees. So we'll get some updates on that. And then I'll remind everybody, go vote tomorrow. Primary, May primary. So 6 to 6 over at Agner Hall. Or you can go out to First Baptist Church out there, or the Church of Christ, I guess it is.
I think
That where it's at?
Deb's.
I thought it was Baptist.
Oh, is it
Teb's-
First
Teb's
Baptist on Tebbs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay, okay.
And where's the one in,
Bright,
See, yeah.
there's one in Bright.
and there's one in Aurora somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah, the Baptist Church out on Chester Hill, I think.
On the,
What's
up
that?
on the hill, yep.
Yeah. So, okay, any other announcements from you guys? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So move.
Second,
Second, Your Honor.
all in favor? Opposed? That motion carries. Then also, we have a work session that was on 4/13. I'd like to get a motion to approve.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. And then also another work session on 4/20. I'd like to get approval.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second, Your Honor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business, I've got one item, and that's, every year you guys are very familiar with this. It's a Tootsie Roll weekend, May 12th and 13th. I got a proclamation they would like for me to read. And what I'd like to do is read that now. It's Tootsie Roll weekend, May 12th and 13th, 2023. Whereas Monsignor William J. Christ Council 1231 of the Knights of Columbus in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, will be conducting their 46th annual solicitation for the area's mentally handicapped on Friday and Saturday, May 12th and 13th, 2023. And whereas at that time, member knights and volunteers will be distributing Tootsie Rolls at various locations within the community, with all donations gratefully accepted. And whereas since its beginning in 1978, $275,529.73 has been extended to programs such as the Special Olympics, New Horizons Rehabilitation Center, ROD Special Education Co-op, and the Dearborn County ARC. And whereas all proceeds minus the cost of the Tootsie Rolls are directly extended to those area agencies and programs assisting the handicapped. Now therefore, I, Kelly Malone, Mayor of the City of Lawrenceburg, do hereby recognize May 12th and 13th, 2023 as Tootsie Roll Weekend in the City of Lawrenceburg and sincerely urge the gracious and generous support of the entire community for this most worthwhile project. So we're all familiar with the Tootsie Roll Drive that every year you get hit up at every establishment in town.
Buy lots of Tootsie Rolls.
And multiple times. But, you know, one thing I did notice, and I get on them Tootsie Rolls went from being this big back in the day. Now you get the little inch and a half, 2 inches. I like Tootsie Rolls too. But that's called inflation. Or deflation.
It's something.
Yeah. I don't have any other new business, nor do I have any old business for this particular meeting, unless someone else does here. If not, entertain any comments from the audience. Yes, ma'am.
People in the building want to know when they're gonna put the bags in the back of our building to pick up after dogs.
In the light.
That I've contacted them about putting a dispenser back there. The same time I contact them, we're getting a light put back there.
Yeah, Barb said they be sure and ask you about the bags area. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we got both a security light being installed in that alley between the library and we'll get the bag and dispenser. Yep.
I didn't think about the light. That's a good idea because that is a little bit dark back there.
It's really dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people walk their dogs at evening, you know.
Yep.
Light's a good thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else from the audience? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn
So
this
moved.
meeting. He does speak.
Second.
Second.
Oh, speak.
I've been waiting for that.
All in
for a while.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, everybody. Be safe going home. It's raining.